There is a moment when silence in the forest feels alive, the kind that makes your instincts sharpen. The world out here doesn't care about comfort or convenience. Out here, it's raw, real, and honest. Survival isn't about strength, it's about skill. And those who master the basics can turn wilderness into a home. This isn't just about camping or adventure, it's about independence, knowing that if everything went dark tomorrow, you could still stand on your own. These 10 bushcraft and survival skills aren't theories. They are ancient abilities that every human once relied on, now rediscovered for the modern survivor. Every movement in the woods has purpose. The way you cut wood, the way you tie a knot, or the way you read smoke, all of it speaks the language of survival. These are lessons written not in books, but in the dirt, in the scars on your hands, and in the rhythm of nature itself. When the city fades behind you, and all that's left is the sound of the wind, you begin to realize, the forest has rules, and only those who respect them will thrive. Each skill you're about to learn could make the difference between comfort and chaos. Stay alert, because this isn't just another list of tips, it's a field guide for survival. From carving tools to creating fire, every chapter of this journey builds your self-reliance one step at a time. By the end, you won't just understand nature, you'll move with it. Let us begin with the foundation of all bushcraft mastery. The essential tools, the knife and the saw, they are your first allies, and the start of everything that follows. Before any structure rises, before any fire burns, there are tools, simple, sharp, and decisive. The knife and the saw are not just instruments, they're extensions of survival itself. In bushcraft, every cut defines efficiency and safety. A fixed-blade knife, strong and reliable, can carve, slice, dig, or defend. Its edge is your lifeline, shaping wood into tools, traps, and food. The folding saw, on the other hand, transforms effort into precision. It allows you to work with nature, not against it, cutting cleanly through branches for firewood or shelter. Together, they form the heartbeat of your camp, silent, steady, and indispensable. Knowing how to wield them separates the reckless from the resourceful. A dull knife or wrong grip can mean injury, delay, or worse. True skill lies in respect, maintaining the blade, keeping it clean, dry, and sharp enough to glide through fibers like silk. The saw demands patience, long, controlled strokes that turn chaos into order. Every motion teaches discipline. They remind you that survival isn't about rushing, but about precision and rhythm. When used correctly, they save time, energy, and sometimes, lives. A master bushcrafter doesn't just carry tools, they understand them. Each mark they leave on wood tells a story of adaptation and awareness. The forest gives what you can shape. Your tools are the bridge between raw material and function. Treat them with care, and they'll never fail you. But to tie everything together, your shelter, your traps, your camp itself, you'll need something just as vital as steel, cordage. Up next, you'll learn how to craft strong, natural rope using nothing but the forest around you. This is where true bushcraft begins. Every shelter, snare, and tool depends on one thing: connection. Cordage is the invisible backbone of bushcraft. It holds your world together, quite literally. In the wilderness, store-bought rope won't last forever, but nature offers endless fibers waiting to be shaped. The bark of a tree, dry grass, agave, or even the inner strands of plants can become durable rope if you understand the process. The skill of crafting cordage transforms chaos into order, twisting fragile strands into strength. It's slow work, but the rhythm of it grounds you. Each twist becomes a heartbeat, a link between your hands and the forest's patience. The method is simple but ancient. You split, twist, and roll, one hand pulling, the other feeding, until the fibers tighten into something stronger than they were alone. The secret lies in consistency. The more even your pressure, the smoother and tougher your rope becomes. Soon you'll find yourself using it to tie beams, secure tarps, or hang tools. It's not just rope. It's control, the ability to turn the forest into structure. This is the essence of bushcraft. Using what you have to build what you need. Once you've made cordage with your own hands, you'll never look at a vine or bark the same way again. Cordage is power, but it's only as useful as what you can create with it. Every shelter you'll build, every trap you'll set, every fire you'll maintain depends on it. And speaking of fire, nothing defines a survivor more than their ability to create one. Up next, we'll ignite one of the most primal and rewarding skills in bushcraft: mastering fire. Because when the cold sets in and darkness surrounds you, flame isn't just light, it's life itself. Fire is more than heat. It's survival, comfort, and control over the wild. In ancient times, fire marked the line between prey and predator, between life and death. Today, it remains the heart of every camp. Starting a fire in the wilderness is both art and science, a ritual that connects every human to their ancestors. The first step is understanding what fire truly needs: fuel, heat, and oxygen, the sacred triangle. Gather dry tinder, bark shavings, feather sticks, or fine grass, and arrange it carefully, like a living organism waiting to breathe. One spark, one flick from a fire steel, can awaken a blaze that pushes back the night. A fire starter isn't just a tool. It's your companion against cold and despair. Knowing how to strike properly at an angle, with purpose, can make the difference between failure and warmth. But patience is key. You learn to listen to the forest, to spot what burns, even when rain has soaked everything. Each small flame you coax to life feels like victory, and once it grows, you guard it fiercely, feeding it just enough air and wood to thrive without choking it. Fire teaches discipline. Give too little, it dies. Too much, and it consumes uncontrollably. When darkness falls and your fire crackles, it feels like the world's heart beating beside you. It cooks your food, dries your clothes, and brings light to the unknown. But fire alone isn't enough. A flame can warm you, but without water, your strength fades fast. The next lesson will test not your skill, but your awareness. Finding and purifying water in the wild, because even the strongest survivor, one tea lasts 3 days without it, and nature doesn't tea. Forgive the unprepared. In the wilderness, thirst becomes an enemy faster than hunger. The human body can endure weeks without food but only days without water. Knowing how to find and purify it is a survival priority, not a luxury. Streams, rivers, and morning dew are nature's veins, but they're not always safe to drink. Every drop could hide invisible threats, bacteria, parasites, or chemical residues. The key is awareness. Observe animal tracks leading to water, listen for trickling sounds, and scan for moisture-rich vegetation. Nature always leaves clues for those who know how to see them. Follow those signs, and the forest will guide you. Once found, the real test begins. Purification. Clear water doesn't mean clean water. A simple metal container can save your life. Boiling is the oldest and most reliable method. Bring water to a rolling boil for at least 5 minutes to destroy harmful organisms. If firewood is scarce, there are other ways, filtering through charcoal, sand, and cloth, or using solar disinfection in clear bottles. Improvisation turns knowledge into survival. The moment you drink purified water that you collected and cleaned yourself, something changes inside you. It's no longer just hydration, it's victory. But water can't protect you from the cold night ahead. Once you've secured your supply, your next challenge looms: protection from the elements. The forest can shelter you, but only if you understand how to use it. Up next, we'll build what every survivor needs to rest, recover, and stay alive when the rain falls and the wind howls. A shelter, because without one, nature's beauty can quickly turn into danger. When the temperature drops and the forest turns cold, a shelter becomes your fortress. It's not just about staying dry. It's about conserving body heat, creating safety, and claiming your space in the wild. The first rule: location decides everything. Avoid low ground where rain collects and look for a natural windbreak, like dense trees or rock faces. Clear debris, flatten the earth, and visualize your structure before you build. Whether it's a lean-to, an A-frame, or a debris hut, simplicity is key. You're not building comfort, you're building survival. Every branch you place is a barrier between you and the unforgiving night. Your cordage now earns its purpose. Tie crossbeams with the strength of your handmade rope, layer branches, and cover them with leaves, bark, or moss. The goal is insulation, trapping warmth, not just blocking wind. Even a simple tarp can become a roof if used wisely. Efficiency defines good bushcraft, working with what's around you instead of fighting it. The forest provides materials, but it's your hands that turn them into structure. A shelter built with intent feels alive, pulsing with the heat you preserve and the effort you've invested. It becomes a part of you, your temporary home in an untamed world. Once the roof is up and the ground feels secure, confidence settles in. You've created a refuge from nothing but instinct and skill. But survival doesn't stop there. Shelter protects your body. Skill sharpens your mind. The next step is refinement, crafting tools, shaping wood, and transforming raw material into utility. Up next, we'll explore the art of wood carving, the skill that turns a knife into creation and survival into craftsmanship. A knife in the hands of an unskilled person is just metal. In the hands of a bushcrafter, it becomes a tool, a sculptor of survival. Wood carving isn't merely art, it's practicality brought to life. From shaping spoons and stakes to crafting traps and handles, every cut serves a purpose. The forest offers countless materials: dead branches, softwood, and fallen logs, each with unique properties. Learning how to carve safely and efficiently transforms these raw elements into essential tools. Every shave of bark, every groove, every split teaches patience, precision, and respect for the environment. The rhythm of carving is meditative yet strategic. Grip, angle, and pressure define success. One wrong stroke could ruin the piece, or, worse, cause injury. True mastery comes from repetition and observation, watching how wood reacts under the edge, understanding its grain, and anticipating splits allows the bushcrafter to create sturdy, reliable tools. Over time, simple sticks transform into functional items: a tent peg, a stirring spoon, or even a self-made walking stick. Each item carries the story of survival, proving that skill outweighs brute strength in the wilderness. But a tool alone cannot guide you through the forest. Knowing where you are, and where you need to go, is just as critical. Carving gives you objects. Navigation gives you freedom. Up next, we'll uncover the art of natural orientation, reading the sun, stars, and subtle signs of the forest to ensure you never lose your way. Without this knowledge, even the most skillfully crafted tools may be left useless in the wrong place. A survivor without direction is a wanderer. Maps and compasses are useful, but nature itself provides endless clues for those who know how to read them. The sun, the stars, moss on trees, and the flow of rivers all serve as guides through the wilderness. Observing the environment isn't passive, it's active survival. Each shadow, each bend in a stream, each subtle shift in wind or foliage can tell you where you are and where you need to go. Mastering this skill transforms fear of the unknown into confidence, and hesitation into deliberate action. Reading these signs requires patience and attention to detail. The sun's position indicates general direction during the day. Stars guide nocturnal travel. Even moss growth can hint at moisture and north-facing sides. Combining multiple indicators increases accuracy and reduces mistakes. A bushcrafter learns to trust their senses while verifying information with logic and observation. Every step taken with awareness reduces risk, allowing movement through forests, mountains, and rivers with minimal error. This skill is as much mental as physical, sharpening focus while fostering respect for the environment. Orientation alone won't feed or sustain you. Once you know where to go, you need resources along the way. The next step is foraging safely, identifying edible plants, fruits, and insects without risking toxicity. Up next, we'll explore the crucial art of securing nutrition from nature, turning the wilderness into a pantry for the prepared. Food in the wild is plentiful, but not all of it is friendly. Foraging isn't about grabbing anything that looks edible. It's about understanding the landscape, recognizing patterns, and knowing what will nourish without harming. Every leaf, berry, and root has a story, some safe, others deadly. A bushcrafter must learn identification, using texture, color, and shape as vital clues. Trial and error in survival can be fatal, so caution is essential. Respect for nature and attention to detail become the difference between a healthy meal and illness. The key to safe foraging lies in knowledge and observation. Start with familiar plants and gradually expand your repertoire. Learn which insects are safe, which seeds are edible, and which fruits provide the most hydration. Even in scarcity, a skilled survivor finds sustenance without risking health. Techniques like cooking, soaking, or peeling can render some otherwise inedible plants usable. Nature is a pantry that rewards patience and study, offering sustenance to those who respect its rules. Every meal collected is also a lesson in adaptation, observation, and foresight. Yet, gathering food is not enough. Tools, shelters, and nutrition only work if they are part of a system, a strategy to maintain self-reliance. To fully utilize your foraged and crafted items, you must understand how to improvise and repair, creating utensils, traps, and supports from raw materials. Up next, we'll delve into crafting and repair, turning the environment into functional tools that enhance every aspect of survival. Survival is as much about creativity as it is about knowledge. In the wild, every resource can be transformed into a tool, every obstacle into an opportunity. Branches become stakes, stones become hammers, and cordage holds it all together. Improvisation turns limitation into advantage. A bushcrafter sees potential where others see scarcity. The ability to adapt materials to immediate needs, whether for cooking, shelter, or traps, is what separates the prepared from the unprepared. Every handmade item is a demonstration of ingenuity and understanding of the natural world. The process is methodical, yet flexible. Assess what's available, visualize its use, and execute with precision. A sturdy forked stick can become a cooking tripod. Bark can form a cup. Vines can secure a shelter or create a snare. Repetition builds skill, and experimentation builds confidence. Even small successes reinforce problem-solving under pressure, instilling the mindset required to survive unexpected challenges. Improvisation is less about luck and more about foresight. Observation and creativity combined with practical technique, crafting tools strengthens hands and mind, but survival extends beyond objects. Without focus, energy management, and the right mental approach, even the most skilled bushcrafter falters. Up next, we explore the ultimate survival skill, cultivating the mindset of a resilient, resourceful, and adaptable individual. Mental fortitude is the final piece that binds all physical skills into true mastery of the wilderness. Survival begins in the mind long before it manifests in action. A bushcrafter may have tools, fire, shelter, and food, but without mental clarity and resilience, these advantages are wasted. The wilderness tests patience, decision-making, and emotional control. Fear and hesitation are more dangerous than a storm or a predator. They sap energy and cloud judgment. Cultivating a survivor's mindset means embracing challenges, staying calm under pressure, and viewing obstacles as opportunities rather than threats. Every decision becomes deliberate, measured, and purposeful. Focus, observation, and adaptability are the pillars of this mental discipline. A survivor anticipates danger, plans for contingencies, and remains flexible when circumstances change. This mindset converts stress into awareness, turning moments of uncertainty into calculated action. Each skill learned from cordage to fire, navigation to foraging, is amplified when coupled with mental resilience. Confidence is not arrogance. It is quiet preparation, a steady belief in one's ability to respond effectively to anything the wilderness throws your way. But mindset alone doesn't feed, warm, or protect. It's the final skill that integrates everything learned, but survival still requires practical action. The culmination of knowledge, tools, and mental strength allows a bushcrafter to thrive. Up next, in our final block, we'll tie all 10 skills together, demonstrating how they interact to create a self-reliant, capable, and empowered survivor in any environment. Every step in bushcraft builds upon the last, forming a chain of skills that together create survival mastery. From selecting and using essential tools, crafting cordage, and starting fires, to locating water, building shelter, carving wood, navigating, foraging, improvising, and developing mental resilience. Each skill is a link in the chain. Alone, they are useful. Together, they are transformative. The forest ceases to be a threat and becomes a place of opportunity, teaching patience, awareness, and adaptability. A prepared bushcrafter moves confidently, making choices that maximize safety and efficiency. Integration is more than application. It's understanding how each skill interacts with the others. Fire warms the shelter, cordage secures it, navigation guides to water, and tools shape both environment and food. Mental fortitude ensures these actions are deliberate, calculated, and continuous. Every day in the wild becomes a series of intentional acts, each reinforcing survival, comfort, and growth. Mastery comes from repetition, observation, and refinement, turning instinct into skill and skill into confidence. The beginner becomes the capable, self-reliant survivor, able to face uncertainty with poise and competence. Now the knowledge is in your hands. These 10 skills are the foundation, but mastery requires practice, patience, and persistence. Step into the forest, experiment, and apply each lesson with focus. Nature will test you, challenge you, and reward you in equal measure. Remember, bushcraft is not merely survival. It's connection to the land, to your own capability, and to the enduring human spirit. With these skills, you are ready to thrive, not just exist, in the wild.